सजदों की चांद रात अज़ानों की ईद है, दुनिया के आज सारे जवानों की ईद है। सजदों की चांद रात अज़ानों की ईद है, दुनिया के आज सारे जवानों की ईद है। अर्श से फर्श पे हर रुख से कमाल आता है, घर में शब्बीर के शब्बीर का लाल आता है, फर्श पर बन के मोहम्मद की मिसाल आता है। इसकी खिलकत का जो सोचो तो ख्याल आता है। सामने पहले मोहम्मद को बिठाया होगा, फिर खुदा ने अली अकबर को बनाया होगा। हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर। हुक्म खालिक है कि होना है नुज़ूले अकबर, हुस्न ही हुस्न नजर आए जिधर जाए नजर। सज गए दोनों जहां कितना हंसी है मंजर, बिछ गया फर्श पे जब अर्श बरी तब जाकर उम्मे लैला की तमन्नाओं का महवर उतरा, नूर के साए में शबीर का अकबर उतरा। हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर। बाप से बेटे की जब पहली मुलाकात हुई, आंखों आंखों में हसीनों की हंसी बात हुई, नूरे अकबर के उजालों में बसर रात हुई। देखा शब्बीर ने चेहरा तो अदानात हुई, जैसा चाहा था मिला है मुझे बेटा वैसा, मेरा अकबर तो नजर आता है नाना जैसा। हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर, हुसैन का अकबर।
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا أبي القاسم محمد صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum ya Ahlul Bayt. Assalamu alaikum, dear children, dear parents, followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim assalam. Wishing each and every one of you Eid Mubarak, especially on the Shab-e Wiladat Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam, the beloved son of Abu Abdullah Hussein. 7th of Shaban marks the Wiladat of Hazrat Qasim, the beloved son of Imam Hassan Mushtaba alayhi salam and Bibi Umme Farwa. And tonight is the tonight is the 10th, today is the 10th, tomorrow is the 11th of Shaban. And so tomorrow marks the birth anniversary, the Wiladat of Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam. So wishing each and every one of you Eid Mubarak. We're wishing the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, Eid Mubarak, lots of tabrik and wishes. Inshallah, you guys are all doing well, whether going to the masjid, to the centers, one way or another with your family, you must be celebrating this. And I'm using the word must. Nobody should be spending this month in just the normal things you do in your daily lives. when special occasions come, each one of you should be making extra effort for these days, and so you should show and prove your love for Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam through your participation in these Jashans. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أجمعين. Please take wuzu prior to coming to these Jashans. It is through the nuraniyat of this Jashan and you coming and participating and taking part in these Jashans that you gain marifat of Allah. You get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So please don't waste water, dear children. Let's all put our hands together now. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I start, I begin, and I seek help with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alayka ya Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa. Assalamu alayka ya Imam Ali Murtaza. Assalamu alayki ya Bibi Fatima Zahra. Assalamu alaykum ya Hazrat Qasim. Assalamu alayka ya Hazrat Ali Akbar. Assalamu alayka ya Imam Mehdi. And let's all send our salam to Shahzada Karbala. Assalam ala al-Hussein wa ala Ali ibn al-Hussein wa ala awlad al-Hussein wa ala ashab al-Hussein wa ala zawar al-Hussein. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. Joining us now today, we have Muzammil and Athar Raza, inshallah starting with Tilawat al-Quran Pak and Dua Imam Zamana. Please recite aloud salawat for their well-being and for their families' well-being. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إلهي يضم البلاء وبريها الخفاء وانكشف الغطاء وانقطع الرجاء وضاقت الأرض ومليت السماء وأنت المستعان وإليك المشتكى عليك المؤول في شدة والرخاء اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أولي الأمر الذين فرضت علينا طاعتهم ورفتنا بذلك منزلتهم ففرج عنا بحقهم فرجا آجلا قريبا كلمح البصر هو أقرب يا محمد يا علي يا علي يا محمد اكفياني فإنكما ناصران يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان الغوث 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 أدركني 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 الساء 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 الأجل 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 يا أرحم الراحمين بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم فرجنا بهم
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. MashaAllah, Subhanallah, Muzammil and Athar Raza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your amal today in its completest manner, and may you both be among the closest ambassadors of the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, and be a Nojawan just like Hazrat Ali Akbar and Hazrat Qasim alayhi salam. Salamat washin, afarin. Dear children, dear parents, today marks the Shab of the 11th Shab of the Wiladat Hazrat Ali Akbar alayhi salam, the son of Aba Abdullah Hussain. As you can see from the monthly Islamic calendar, we have come already halfway. Okay, we're almost to the halfway. When we reach to the 15th, we're very close. This coming Friday is going to be Shab Barat, the night before Imam Mahdi alayhi salam was born. In Pakistan, overseas, they is celebrated so significantly. So definitely take part in those Jashans. Go and ask your parents where we're going. Who is this Jashan for? Each and every single one of you should not be spending the 14th and the 15th, this coming Friday and Saturday, just home doing nothing. Each and every one of you should be going to Jashans, going and taking part in these ceremonies, listening to online lectures, listening to online jashans, doing ziyarat, recitation, amals. I always say to you that may you be among the closest ambassadors. This is the night for you to prove to the Imam your love. This is the night where you get closer to the Imam of our time, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. I know there's so many flyers going around in southeastern suburbs for ladies' Jashans being held. So take part in those, ladies. Definitely go there, sisters. And overseas, around the world, there's definitely going to be Jashans. There may be people who will try to stop you from these Jashans. Be persistent. Go for it. Inshallah, we all get the marifat of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam in this month of Shaban, and through Sadqah this month, we get the tawfiq to go Arba'in, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. Now, I have previously explained to you guys about the competition that we are having this year for the Jashan Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, and there is an update to this because some parents, some children are requesting for the extended time and date just so they can submit their narrative. So there is a new submission date which will be 19th of March, inshallah. So 13th of March, this we were requesting, but definitely please send it by 19th of March, and inshallah there will be the flies already sent out, and there will be message explanation about the instruction, I should say, about this. So please get in touch for further details and send us your submission piece, your narrative to info@catschool.com, and write your full name, write your age, write your country, okay, and a contact number or your email address that we can reply back to. So inshallah, we will announce the winners in the Jashan of Imam Mahdi. If not, then the following month, inshallah, in Ramzan. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. Coming to the family tree of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Dear children, I have gone through this many times, and just a refreshment for all of you, especially the ones joining us for the first time. This family tree, all of you should memorize it completely. Okay, so we are celebrating two Jashans today. Okay, we're celebrating Hazrat Qasim alayhi salam, whose Wiladat has passed on the 7th of this month, who is the son of Imam Hassan Mujtaba, our second Imam, and Bibi Farwa, salamullah alayha. So he is Hazrat Qasim. And we are also celebrating Hazrat Ali Akbar's Wiladat. Tonight is Shab Wiladat, the eve of Wiladat, the eve of the birthday. And the father is Aba Abdullah Hussain, Mullah Hussain, and Bibi Layla. So make sure you send your salams to this great personality, to these mothers. So 7th of Shaban, Wiladat Hazrat Qasim alayhi salam. We're going to shortly watch a video. But while we do that, please have a look at the images at the top. Take your hearts back to the moment of in Karbala, what took place, and how with bravery Hazrat Qasim alayhi salam fought. He made a promise to his beloved father, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, what was that promise? And what did he say to Abu Abdullah Hussein? Remember, oh uncle, death to me is sweeter than honey. Look at the shuja'at, look at the bravery, look at the manner, the discipline this child, it shows from which house this child belongs to, the house of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And Bibi Farwa saying, my son Qasim, saying her final farewell, Khuda Hafiz, goodbye to him when he leaves for the battlefield. And he remembers his letter, his promise by his father, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, who said, a day will come when my brother, Imam Hussein, will be facing an enemy army of tens of thousands. That will be the day when Islam will need to be saved by sacrifice. A very important word here, sacrifice. Yes, Alhamdulillah, we are celebrating this as a Jashan, but we want also the marifat from these Jashans. And we can only get to the marifat if we remember, feel both the sacrifice and the happiness of this family. We need to have both of those alive in our heart for this family of Ahlul Bayt. We're going to watch a video, Tales of Tears. Please pay close attention. Inshallah, we'll also cover about Hazrat Ali Akbar, and these are going to come into your Kahoot quiz at the end of this month, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum ajma'in. So don't get confused. Hazrat Qasim is the son of Bibi Farwa and Imam Hassan Mujtaba.
Once upon a time, there was an honorable and good teenager. He was the youngest son of Imam Hassan, Hazrat Qasim. Hazrat Qasim was born in 47 AH, 3 years before his father was martyred. When Imam Hussein prepared to leave Medina, in the month of Rajab, 60 AH, Qasim's mother, Farwa, asked Imam Hussein to take her and her teenage son with him. Imam Hussein agreed. Hazrat Qasim, although only 13 years old, had learned fencing from his uncle Hazrat Abbas and cousin Hazrat Ali Akbar. Hence, Hazrat Qasim was already a warrior in the making. Hazrat Qasim contributed to Karbala with his love of sacrifice for the noble virtues and teaching of Islam. On the night before Ashura, when Imam Hussein was passing Farwa's tent, he heard Qasim say to his mother, "Mother, tomorrow Uncle Abbas, Ali Akbar, and I will defend Imam Hussein. Mother, if I get killed, please do not cry for me." Farwa replied, "My son, although I dearly love you, I shall not cry for you. Nothing will make me prouder than to see my son give his life for Islam." When Imam Hussein heard this conversation, he prayed to Allah, "Bless Hazrat Qasim and Farwa." On Ashura day, Hazrat Qasim came to Imam Hussein and begged for permission to go and fight. Imam Hussein refused, saying, "Qasim, you are young and your mother's only son." Hazrat Qasim was very disappointed. He went to his mother. When she saw her son so disappointed, she remembered that just before he died, Imam Hassan had written a letter, given it to Farwa, saying, "If ever you find Qasim in difficulty, give him this letter." She gave Hazrat Qasim the letter. In the letter it was written, "My son Qasim, a day will come when my brother Hussein will be facing an enemy army of tens of thousands. That will be the day when Islam will need to be saved by sacrifice. You must represent me on that day." Hazrat Qasim read the letter. He smiled. He rushed to Imam and gave him the letter. After reading the letter, Imam Hussein said, "Oh my brother's son, how can I stop you from doing what your father wanted you to do? Bismillah, go. Allah be with you." Imam Hussein tied Imam Hassan's turban on the head of Hazrat Qasim and helped him mount his horse. As Qasim was riding out, Imam Hussein said, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Hazrat Qasim said, "O my uncle, do not be upset. I do not fear death. Death for Islam will be sweeter for me than honey." Hazrat Qasim came to the battlefield. He was a very handsome boy. When the enemy saw him, they began to whisper, "How can we kill someone whose face is shining like the moon?" In a loud and a clear voice, Hazrat Qasim introduced himself and cried out for a challenge for a single fight. Killed several strong warriors who came forward. Every time he defeated an enemy, Hazrat Qasim would look behind and wave to Hazrat Abbas. Just as a pupil would seek approval of his teacher on any assignment, Hazrat Abbas would proudly wave back. When the enemy saw his bravery and realized that they would not possibly overpower him in a single combat, they came from behind and one of them hit Hazrat Qasim on the head with his sword. Hazrat Qasim tried to go on fighting, but was so young and he was so very thirsty, fell from his horse crying out, "Ya Amahu, accept my last salams." Imam Hussein and Hazrat Abbas rode out. The soldiers tried to stop them. When finally they came to where Hazrat Qasim had fallen, they saw a dreadful sight. Hazrat Qasim's body had been trampled by the horses of the soldiers who had tried to stop Imam Hussein and Hazrat Abbas. Hazrat Abbas was so angry when he saw this that he began to shake with fury. He took out his sword and wanted to attack the enemy. Imam Hussein hesitated him, saying, "Abbas, have patience, dear brother. Do not give them an excuse for saying that we attacked them first." Imam Hussein took off his abba, spread it on the ground, gathered the pieces from the ground as one gathers flowers from a garden. Hazrat Qasim gave a true sacrifice, where he thought death was sweeter than honey. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أجمعين. So, dear children, dear parents, you watched the video about Hazrat Qasim alayhi salam, his bravery. You saw how he told the mother, "Oh Ummah, don't cry for me. I am going to sacrifice myself for the truth, for justice." And exactly the same way, Hazrat Ali Akbar did that at Karbala. And wishing all of you again Wiladat Hazrat Shabi Wiladat Hazrat Ali Akbar Mubarak. And inshallah we're gonna watch a video very shortly about Hazrat Ali Akbar. But look at this picture, dear children. We're past today. Shaban is the 8th Islamic month. Ramzan is the 9th. And after that, 2 more months before we reach the month of Muharram. Sorry, 3 more months before we reach Muharram. So not long. I know families are preparing for the Arba'in. So they're planning to go for Arba'in and they're starting. So many families I know are starting the preparation because they're planning to go this year Arba'in to Karbala. Inshallah, may Allah take all of us, inshallah. So how many of you are preparing for the month of Muharram this year that's coming? Don't wait just a month. Don't wait just a few days. Don't wait 1st of Muharram and you hear, "Oh, today is Muharram. Okay, let's start attending majlis." But spiritually, you need to prepare yourself beforehand, dear children. So it is through this Jashans. Rajab has passed. Shaban is almost gone. Okay, we're reaching halfway mark. Ramzan is coming, Ramadan. And after that, make sure you improve and develop further, that you are you're better person than last year in this coming month of Muharram, inshallah. Hazrat Ali Akbar was the beloved son of Abu Abdullah Hussein. So saying the final Khuda Hafiz was not easy. But when Hazrat Ali Akbar went to the battlefield, he said, "I am Ali, the son of Hussein ibn Ali. I swear to the Lord of Kaaba, we are the closest family members of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I swear to Allah that you won't govern us, that you won't rule our mind. that we are so firm on Islam and the truth and the justice and the haqq. Just because you guys are a lot in numbers, you guys won't overcome us. We're going to watch a video now. Please recite salawat for your own safety, for your own family members, and for inshallah you get the marifat of Allah. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أجمعين.
Once upon a time, there was a young man who greatly resembled his great-grandfather, the Holy Prophet Muhammad. This great young and noble man was none other than the Imam Hussein's son, Ali Akbar, who was born on 11 Shaban 44 AH. He resembled Prophet Muhammad so much that Imam Hussein would say that he would look at Ali Akbar whenever he wanted to remember his grandfather. Ali Akbar was known for his beautiful recitation of the Adhan. He also sounded very much like the Prophet when he recited. On the day of Ashura, his father asked him to recite his final Adhan, so that he could hear the voice of his grandfather one more time. Everyone knew that it was the last time they would hear Ali Akbar's Adhan. Imam Hussein began to cry. When Ali Akbar began his Adhan, the ladies could also be heard crying in their tents. Hazrat Ali Akbar's contributions to Karbala could be seen in his loyalty and courage. After the morning prayers, Ali Akbar stood in front of his father, Imam Hussein. He said, "Father, I request for permission to go and fight the enemies of Islam." Imam Hussein looked at his son lovingly. He said, "Akbar, you have my permission. May Allah be with you. But Akbar, you know how much your sisters and aunts love you. Go and say goodbye to them." Ali Akbar went into the ladies' tents. Every time he wanted to come out of the tent, the women of Imam Hussein's family would pull his cloak and say, "Oh Akbar, how can we live without you?" Finally, Imam Hussein had to go in and plead with all to let Ali Akbar go. Imam Hussein helped his youthful son to mount the horse. As Hazrat Ali Akbar began to ride towards the battlefield, he heard footsteps behind him. He looked back and saw his father. He said, "Father, we have said goodbye. Why are you walking behind me?" His father replied, "My son, had you been a father of a son like me, you would surely have understood." Ali Akbar fought very bravely. No one dared come close to him in a single fight after he had killed many well-known warriors. Umar ibn Asad ordered his soldiers to finish off the young man, saying, "When he dies, Hussein will not want to live. Ali Akbar is the life of Hussein." While a few soldiers attacked Ali Akbar, another slowly crept up to him and threw a spear at his chest with such force that it stabbed his chest and fell faint. As he was falling from his horse, he cried out, "O father, last salam to you." As he hit the ground, the spear broke, but the blade remained inside in Akbar's chest. When Imam Hussein heard Akbar's salam, he looked at Euphrates, where Hazrat Abbas's, his beloved brother's body was laying, and said, "Abbas, now that this brother of yours needs you the most, where have you gone?" With all his strength, Imam Hussein began to walk towards the battlefield. When Imam Hussein got to where Akbar lay, he took him in his arms. Akbar had his right hand on the chest, placed his left arm over the shoulder of his father. Imam Hussein said, "Akbar, why do you embrace me with only one arm?" Akbar would not reply. Imam Hussein tried to move Akbar's hand. Akbar resisted. Imam Hussein gently moved his hand. Then he saw it. He saw the blade of the spear. He laid his son Ali Akbar on the ground, and sitting on his knees, he put both his hands on the blade of the spear. He then looked at Najaf and cried out to his father, Imam Ali. Pulled out the blade. Hazrat Ali Akbar took a deep sigh and then lay still.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أجمعين. So, dear children, dear parents, today's Jashan is quite mukhtasar, which is quite short, as you guys need to be spending more time with your amals tonight. So definitely do a tasbih of salawat, 100 times salawat, and give it as a hadiyah. So once you do Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad, and 100 times when you do this, Give it as a hadiyah to Hazrat Qasim and Hazrat Ali Akbar. Inshallah, as you guys become their age, you get the marifat and you get the guidance of Hazrat Qasim and Hazrat Ali Akbar, inshallah. Dear children, dear parents, let's all stand up now, face the Qibla, and put our hands together. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم أجمعين. Let's all send our salam to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Assalam alayka ya Rasulallah. Assalam alayka ya Imam Ali. Assalam alayki ya Bibi Fatima Zahra. Assalam alayki ya Bibi Zainab. Assalam alayki ya Bibi Farwa. Assalam alayki ya Bibi Layla. Assalam alayki ya Bibi Sakina. Assalam alaykum ya Shuhada'i Karbala. Assalam alayka ya Imam Hassan. Assalam alayka ya Aba Abdullah Hussein. Assalam alayka ya Hazrat Abul Fazl al-Abbas. Assalam alayka ya Hazrat Qasim. Assalam alayka ya Hazrat Ali Akbar. Assalam alayka ya Imam Zainul Abidin. Assalam alayka ya Imam Muhammadun Baqir. Assalam alayka ya Imam Jafar Sadiq. Assalam alayka ya Imam Ali Raza. Assalam alayka ya Imam Muhammad Taqi. Assalam alayka ya Imam Ali Naqi. Assalam alayka ya Imam Hassan al-Askari. Assalam alayka ya Imam Mehdi. O the awaited Savior, O the proof of Allah, wishing you Wiladat Hazrat Qasim and Shabi Wiladat Hazrat Ali Akbar Mubarak, Ya Imam Mehdi, through the intercession of tonight's Jashan. Make us be among your companions, Ya Imam Mehdi. Ilahi Ameen. May Allah accept all your efforts, your cry, your love, your participation in all Jashans and all majalis of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam in its completest manner. Ilahi Ameen. May Allah accept all these Jashans, all the majlises around the world that happens for the love of this family, for the love of Ahlul Bayt in its completest manner. Ilahi Ameen. May Allah give health to the sick ones through the intercession of Bimar Karbala, Imam Zain al-Abidin, Ilahi Ameen. May Allah give Kamil Iman, complete faith, Iman Qalbi to all of us, Ilahi Ameen. May we all get the marifat of Allah and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, Ilahi Ameen. May Allah give us the opportunity to visit the holy shrines of the Mahsumin alayhim salam, Ilahi Ameen. May Allah forgive our sins, our mistakes, our shortcomings, our laziness, Ilahi Ameen. May Allah hasten the reappearance of Imam Mehdi alayhi salam. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, this coming Saturday is the Jashan, is the Wiladat of the Imam of our time, Imam Mehdi alayhi salam. Ya Allah, make us spend that day in complete ibadat and amal khub and amal of righteous. So we become among the Salihin on the day of Qiyamah. And when Imam Mahdi alayhi salam looks at us, he looks at us with a smile on his face that we have done a little bit of justice, that we are given that much tawfiq, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, make us get the marifat of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Ilahi Ameen. Let's recite Surah Fatiha for all the people who have passed away. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم أجمعين. Wishing each and every one of you Eid Mubarak. Inshallah, definitely join us this coming Friday, which will be Shabi Wiladat Imam Asr, Imam Mehdi alayhi salam. Iltimas dua. Khuda Hafiz.